Hi, this is a quick demonstration on how to use data-driven pages to create a map book. In its simplest form, just remember that the index page, which is what we're building here, is going to be different than your map book itself. It's two different map documents or projects. So for this one, I would just start fresh, bring in the data that you need, zoomed out to the full extent. Here you can see all four map book pages. In the attribute table that we gave you, the data is a little bit of a mess. We give you columns that have page numbers that don't really make sense. They don't go in order of the pages as you move downstream, and neither do these page numbers. If I click on these rows, there's A3, B2, B3, and C1. They don't make any sense, and these aren't in order either. So I started editing, Mapbook Grid, hello, edit features, start editing. I had already created a field, because remember you can't do that while you're editing, called it page, and then numbered these in the order that they actually go in. So I'm going to hopefully stop editing here. Where's my editor toolbar? Okay. So that's that. It's important, I think, to have page numbers that actually make sense and are in the right order. So what we do is use something called data-driven pages. I'm going to expand this a little bit. Click up here. You can't see it, of course. Here, let's go like that. There we go. Data-driven pages. That's this funky little toolbar. You have to go in here and enable data-driven pages. That turns on this whole effect. So check this box, and then our layer that we're pulling, the actual page extends from is our Mapbook Grid. You could create your own set of polygons for your study sites or whatever it happens to be, and each record in that shapefile is going to be the extent of every page that you make. Data frame is layers. Name field, I would put page in there. Sort field, I guess I would just put page for all those things. We don't need to deal with any of this. The page number we could pull from the page, and then go over to extent. So these are set up so that if we're at 1 to 7,500 scale, it pretty much fits on the page. And what I would do first, all you want to do when you're building these things is set up one page that works for the data all the way through. So I should probably bring in the buffer here. I think I have something like that in here. Oh, it would be nice if I did. Here we go. So here, if we put a legend here, or if we put a legend here, that would work. As we flip through these pages, here's the next one downstream. If we had a legend like this, it would be conflicting with our data. Up here, it would not be, so that would be fine. And to page 4. You can see that both of these corners are empty, but we do have conflict on page 3, don't we? So that doesn't really work. This corner works for all of them, or simply create space down here at the bottom of the page so that you could put a legend. You could have a multiple columned legend. You could make the font size a little bit smaller, not have something like legend in your title, or the title of the legend. That would all save space there. But one page layout basically that works for all of them. Then in this setup again, in the extent, you can lock it to map units. You could measure across this thing. We could set it to %. Hello, here we go. You could use the data-driven scale and use the mapbook itself, the mapbook pages themselves. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. I guess I would probably just stick with best fit and leave it at 100%. That way, as you scroll through, it should work. I also would turn this off because we really don't need to see the outline of the Mapbook Grid competing as we move up the channel here. So that's basically how you set it up. What happens then is when you go to export this thing, set it to export as PDF, and then you get some new tabs down here. And under the Pages tab, you can choose to export all 4 pages at the same time. And then what, I might as well just go ahead and do it, and I'll show you what you get. Oh, but I took the buffer out. Oh well. So it's basically zooming through each one of those extents and taking a snapshot with this legend layout or with this page layout. And if I go to my desktop, I don't even know what I called it. Something dumb like untitled. Here's page 1. Page 2, page 3, page 4. So you can see that nothing's changing here. Arc is doing the work for you up here. There is also, I should show you, a way in here to use, oh here, page numbers. Whoops. So page text, we can use data-driven page attribute and set it to page, and that'll pull the number for us. It's right here, it's super tiny. You can use your draw toolbar to make that much bigger. But if we put it down here, and then as we scroll through the pages, that dynamically updates to page 4, page 3, page 2. So anyway, there are a lot of different ways you can monkey around with this stuff, but that's the long and short of it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.